chlorine, shelter, and much more.
So, Jamaica, I really hope that you guys enjoyed our feature here today on the Jamaica Fire Brigade. So this was CVM's Watch the Weather. Make sure that you tune in for more exciting and insightful experiences here with us. I'm Leopold.
I'm Michaela.
See us for more.
It's your girl Tassanchin Crooks, and you're watching CVM. See it happen.
Welcome to CVM News at noon for Tuesday, August 19, 2025. I'm Amoy Harriet. Thanks for joining us. Now, there will be a team format for the election debate on the economy this year based on feedback from the public. That and other updates were shared by Jamaica Debates Commission Chairman Brian Schmidt at a press conference this morning. CVM's Raymond Morrison was there.
Representatives from both parties have been decided here at the Jamaica Debates Commission for the first debate on social issues. From the PNP, we have Damien Crawford, Raymond Price, and Sophia Fraser-Baines. In that first debate for the GOP, we have Pernell Charles Jr., Kamina Johnson-Smith, and Matthew Semudo. For the second debate, which is on economical issues, for the GOP, we have Favour Williams, Dr. Christopher Tufton, and Dr. Dana Morris-Dixon. For the PNP, we have Julian Robinson, Peter Bunting, and Kisha Anderson. The third debate will be the post for the next Prime Minister of Jamaica, which will be between Mark Golding and Dr. Andrew Holness. I'm Raymond Morrison for CVM News.
And of course, Raymond will have more details coming out of that press conference in CVM News at 7 later on. Now, the first of the three national debates will take place this Saturday, August 23, the second debate on Tuesday, August 26, and the series will end with the leadership debate on Thursday, August 28. Now, all debates will be staged at the Creative Productions and Training Center in Kingston and will be live on CVM TV. To other news now, an island-wide manhunt has been launched for 8 escapees in a jailbreak at the Constant Spring Police lockup in St. Andrew. Police say 9 prisoners escaped between late Monday night and 4 o'clock Tuesday morning. One of the escapees has since been recaptured. Now, still at large are 25-year-old Kemal Kelly of Mannings Hill District, St. Andrew, Richard Bishop, which is 19-year-old of an Olympic Way address in St. Andrew, who is also charged with burglary and larceny. Now, Talik Chambers, 23-year-old of Burlington Avenue address in St. Andrew, who's charged with identity theft, as well as Brandon Ennis, who is 26-year-old and he's of a Belvedere Red Hills address in St. Andrew. He's charged with possession of prohibited weapon. Also, Junior Anthony Barnes, who's 26-year-old of an Iron River Stony Hill St. Andrew address, who's charged with possession of a weapon and ammunition. Also, Donique Douglas, who's a 25-year-old of an Oxford Street Kingston address, whose charge at this time is unknown. As well as Alonzo Espute, a 19-year-old of Cassava Peace, also in the parish, who's charged with murder. As well as Frey Messias, an 18-year-old of Pinto Stony Hill, who's charged with rape. Now, the police are reminding members of the public that it is a criminal offense to harbor a fugitive. The police say the High Command has launched a probe into circumstances leading to the jailbreak. In St. Anne Northwestern, the race for the upcoming general election is beginning to take shape. Supporters turned out on Monday as parties submitted their nominees, setting the stage for what promises to be a closely watched contest. Raheem White has this report.
The streets outside the nomination center were alive with excitement as supporters of the People's National Party gathered to witness the submission of their nominee for St. Anne Northwestern. Flags waved in the breeze, drums and upbeat music set a lively tone, and crowds cheer as their party member arrived to hand in the paperwork. Gabriella Morris was nominated to represent the People's National Party in the constituency, officially putting her name forward ahead of the September 3rd general elections.
Well, I first want to say thank you to the good people of Northwest St. Anne who have placed their confidence in me. And the showing here today is evident that the People's National Party is ready to return Northwest St. Anne to the winning column. I'm here to be a listener. I'm here to be the people's champion. I'm here to be their representative. And over the next few days leading up to the election, we will be on the ground in every nook and cranny, on the highway and the byways, reaching out to the people, listening to their concerns. Because we have heard that the people of Northwest St. Anne are crying out for representation, and we will deliver.
Also showing support, the former councillor for St. Anne Southeastern, Delroy Redway, endorsing Morris and praising her track record and vision for the constituency.
We are ensuring victory for the People's National Party. Time come. She's a wonderful, committed, dedicated, organized, and willing to serve representative. And we are 100% behind her, and we will be supporting her for the victory.
Representing the Jamaica Labour Party, Crystal Lee, she emphasized her ongoing work in the constituency, saying her efforts demonstrate that she is the right fit to represent the people.
I'm very happy to be duly nominated. Let me thank my team and the people of St. Anne Northwest for believing in me and the work that I've been doing. I want to say from here on now, we're going to be doing a tour of the constituency, which is, you know, a normal thing for us after nomination. And then, of course, we will be continuing to the engagement of our voters and supporters. And, of course, promoting our achievements, reminding them of all the work that we have been doing and all that we intend to do.
With the nominations confirmed, the candidates are officially in the race. Both now turn their focus to engaging with residents and outlining their priorities as parties prepare for a competitive campaign in Northwest St. Anne. Raheem White for CVM.
Over in Portland, residents came out in droves on Monday in support of their favorite political candidates as nomination day unfolded. Representatives from 3 parties confidently emerged as they're one step closer to facing off against each other in the upcoming elections. Kevin Black has more.
Nomination for candidate for Member of Parliament.
Throngs of locals from the Portland Eastern constituency flooded the streets of Port Antonio with cheers of acclamation in light of the day's events. Going head-to-head is the PNP's Isaac Buchanan and the current Member of Parliament JLP's Anne-Marie Vaz, both of whom are figuratively sparring to ensure that the elections results in their favor. Our news team caught up with Buchanan, who believes his background as a legal practitioner makes him a good planner, which will prove beneficial for the residents of the parish.
Moving forward, the DEEP, which is the Digital Economy Educational Program, it is accessible for anybody 18 to 58, and we're showing people how to make money in the digital space, and you don't have to not be a farmer, you don't have to quit your 9 to 5, but multiple streams of income is the way to ensure financial security, and that's certainly what I'm doing for the people of Portland and in extension the rest of Jamaica as the program develops.
On the other end of the spectrum, the incumbent Anne-Marie Vaz maintains she has no doubts victory will be hers. She says her work in the constituency has provided opportunities like never before.
What this means to me is that having laid the foundation, I am looking forward to the opening of the Port Antonio bypass. I am looking forward to the completion of the Bone Book, the $4.5 billion project that is supposed to provide 3,000 jobs for my Portland family members. And I'm also looking forward importantly of seeing the 1,000 housing development that the Prime Minister announced in both bays.
Outside of representatives from mainstream political parties, an independent candidate also stepped up to the plate to serve the constituency. Hailing from the Jamaica Progressive Party, Tracy Ann Gillespie Harris outlines her party has recognized the needs of the people and has identified a myriad of measures to satisfy them.
We talk about the farmers. We have seen, the cries of the farmers or young people, so that is in our plan to ensure that every area that we are able to address for the benefit of our people, that it is done.
Whether individuals are supporting green, orange, or none of the above, it is quite evident anticipation is high for the upcoming elections. Kevin Black reporting for CVM News.
And it's time for a break. More news when we return.
Interest rates and the whole heap of loan payments every month, take a debt consolidation loan from AIM to pay credit card bills and all other high interest rate loans from other institutions. Make one low monthly payment to AIM and take home some extra money in your pocket. That's financial freedom. One loan, one low payment. More money in your pocket. Call AIM today to lower your loan payment. And remember, you won't find a better deal elsewhere. Guaranteed.
It's the dawn of a new day, and the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation is shaping a future filled with opportunities and limitless possibilities. The government is building the foundation for a thriving tomorrow through strategic billion-dollar investments that fuel industries, facilitate an environment for job creation, and empower communities to rise. We are transforming Jamaica with world-class, sustainable infrastructure, creating a nation where every Jamaican can achieve more and build a lasting legacy. The Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, investing today, building a future for tomorrow.
Ashman's Equipment, the new name in forklift sales and rentals in Jamaica. Top quality, low prices, fleet discounts available, 12-month warranty, free service parts, daily rentals, crazy cheap. Ashman's Equipment, same forklift, better deals.
Welcome back to CVM News at noon. Now, two separate collisions involving motorcyclists marred nomination day activities in St. Andrew Eastern. The first incident happened shortly after 11, involving a biker from the People's National Party's motorcade with the PNP candidate Patricia Duncan Sutherland shortly after she was nominated at the Mona High School. Now, it's alleged that the biker crashed into a Hi-Ace bus, which was traveling in the same direction. The bus driver assisted in getting the injured man to hospital for treatment. Now, not long after that incident, the other mishap occurred along Hope Road, directly across from the U.S. Embassy, involving another PNP supporter who collided with a Toyota Oxia motor car. Shortly after, a Jamaica Labour Party candidate, Favour Williams, completed her nomination. Now, fortunately, no injuries were reported in that incident. Now, the Jamaica Constabulary Force, JCF, is again reminding all road users to be cautious on the roads. Well, joining us now to continue the conversation on safety is head of the Public Safety and Traffic Enforcement Branch of the JCF, Assistant Commissioner of Police, Dr. Gary McKenzie. Welcome, Dr. McKenzie.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much for having me.
All right, so as recent as yesterday during nomination day, it was just referred to in our story that concerns are raising about safety on our roads during the election period, and particularly where motorcades are concerned. Have you been getting these reports?
Definitely so. There are concerns, and we have been addressing them. We have been communicating, and we have been taking some actions in the meantime. One of the things that we recognize is where we have a mixture of especially motorcyclists and pedestrians, so that we are not affected.
So we recall last election period where there was an incident involving a woman who fell out of a bus and lost her leg. Now, what is your word to supporters engaging in these dangerous practices of excessive speeding or body issues?
Well, the first thing is that
All right, we seem to be having some audio challenges there.
When someone travels on the roadway and they are... Right, are you hearing me?
Yes, go ahead, Mr. McKenzie.
Right, so I'm saying when persons seek to travel on vehicles and parts of their body protrude, it is firstly very dangerous and against the safety of themselves and other road users. Secondly, it is unlawful. Thirdly, when we have situations where pedestrians are mingling with motor vehicles, such as motorcycles, certainly it is a recipe for disaster. So one of the things that we have to do is to ensure that we manage our persons' move. And the police will try their best to do so. We are appealing to persons to also to be responsible in terms of how they travel. And so we continue to encourage them not to do this.
All right, so let's head to a quick break and we'll pick up back with this interview shortly after these messages.
Attention registered voters! Remember to collect your renewed voter ID card before the upcoming general election. If you registered to vote in 2016 or after and did not get your new ID card, it may have been automatically renewed. Simply visit your EOJ constituency office to collect your voter ID card. Contact the Electoral Office of Jamaica at 888-991-VOTE or 922-0425-9 for more information.
The time by Subaru is 12:15.
Our days get a little complex sometimes. Often so many things make sense, yet so many do not. We are being intentional about giving prominence to the big stories in order to clarify and enlighten. Lead Story explains who, what, when, where, why, and how. Lead Story with George Davis, weekdays at 6:30 p.m. on CVM TV.
Welcome back to CVM News at noon. Now, before the break, we were speaking to head of PSTEB, Dr. Gary McKenzie, about public safety concerns during the election period. Mr. McKenzie, you're still with us? Dr. McKenzie?
Right, I'm still with you.
All right, so are you aware of an incident that happened yesterday involving a woman who fell out of a bus during the nomination day activities?
No, I'm not aware of that. Not saying that it has not happened.
Okay.
We have seen where something like that has happened in the past. And especially one of the things that we are trying to say to especially persons who are traveling to and fro. And we know that these activities are going to be much more frequently, especially traveling along highways, especially traveling on main roads and so on. Persons cannot stand in vehicles with their bodies exposing through the roofs. You can never tell if you are not too high and something can actually hit you. When vehicles are moving, it is a responsibility of the drivers to ensure that the doors are closed before they move. And of course, the passengers need to understand that they can't seek to get onto vehicles or into them or exit them without vehicles being stopped. So this, of course, these practices are dangerous and shouldn't be done.
So, Dr. McKenzie, before the break, I heard you speaking about, efforts that the police will be making to kind of maintain order. But we have another 2 weeks before Election Day, which means 2 weeks of campaigning, which means probably 2 weeks of motorcades. What exactly will PSTEB be doing on the ground to maintain this order?
Right. So one of the things that we have started to do is to track the movements of the various motorcades. We have been in communication with both organizations and others, and we are seeking to try to be on the roads and in the areas where we know these motorcades are moving. We are very much aware that in this particular time, you could have movements of vehicles without our knowledge, because there will be multiple movements as canvassing takes place and mobilization. So one of the things that we have started to do is to be very strategic in terms of our positioning based on the intelligence that we have gathered in terms of some of the movements.
Now, we know that personal responsibility has a part to play, but what role can political leaders play in reinforcing these safety measures among their supporters?
Certainly, the communication within groups, I'm quite sure there are WhatsApp groups. I'm quite sure that there are groups that emails are sent to. And certainly we expect that briefs in terms of public safety, in terms of